Hi guys, how are you all today morning? Good morning. Today is 7th September 2023. My name is T.S.V. Raghavan and I live in Chennai, Tamil Nadu, India. This is my spiritual vlog on YouTube. Hardan, 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 Haribol, TRSV, Nectar, NECTAR, Nectar. In this particular vlog, in all my previous videos, we have been discussing about the knowledge and information that we have gleaned through the study of spiritual books, scriptures, contemplation on the material universe, and meditation on the spiritual universe. This particular video in this vlog is no exception to that rule. In fact, it is a mere continuation of all that we have been doing in my previous videos too. Hence, kindly subscribe to this vlog and press the bell icon so that I may keep reminding you of all my previous and future videos. So let us continue with the topic of discussion for today's video. In the past few videos, we have been trying to analyze in detail the relationship between the three subtle bodies and the Kundalini serpent and chakra of a human living entities, along with their permutation and combination with the three modes of material nature and the false ego of that human living entity. We have already discussed the basic nature of the three subtle bodies, the Kundalini serpent, the chakras, the three modes of material nature, and the false ego. While doing all these, we were trying to find out how our theory actually tallies with the facts in the material world in the life and lifetimes of various human living entities. In that, in that process, today, we are going to find out some case histories which may probably throw light on the authentication of our theory about the relationship between these four factors in the psyche and life of a human living entity. The first case history is based on the Mooladhara chakra or the root or base chakra that lies just behind the anus of a particular human living entity. Because it is the root or base chakra, it lies at the base of that human living entity. Mooladhara naturally means physical. It has a lot to do with the physical side of the gross body of that particular human living entity. Because it is so, we may safely presume that a person who is concentrating only on the Mooladhara chakra and trying to activate it is totally focused towards the development of his or her physical side of life in this particular material world. Because it is so, this person and his brain will be more interested in taking, choosing, accepting, chewing, masticating, and processing vibrations from the third subtle body of etheric senses, namely sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Because it is physical, this particular person will be more interested in his physical appearance, in his or her physical appearance, strength, muscularity, build, height, breadth, color, complexion, attractiveness or physical attractiveness, beauty, etc. Things which arouse the lust of every other living entity in the society when he or she in the society sees this particular person. Now, for our case history, let us take the first example of strong men. Strong, physically fit men. In this society, there is a lot of humanity, both male and female. At least 50% of the society's human living entities are at any given time male and the other 50% are female. Of these 50% in each section, at least 25% in both of them are alert, able bodied, physically fit, strong, attractive, capable human living entities of various shapes, sizes, and age. This begins to happen at the age of, say, 16, and it goes on till the age of, say, 60. During this period, on an average, the average human living entity looks fit, strong, powerful, and attractive to the society. Everyone who is below this age or above this age either tries to emulate such a person or to be impressed with such a person. In other words, those who are below that age, that is, children of the age below 16, try to emulate these specimens of their own sex in the society and try to look like them, whether they are male or female. Those who are above 60 are impressed with the turnout of such splendid, physically attractive, muscular, strong specimen of human living entities in the society. That shows that people in this bracket are on an average strong, attractive, physically pleasing on the eye, or people who are capable of doing some impossible or next to impossible feats in labor, work, etc. Before proceeding further, let me remind you that these people are not so mentally or cerebrally inclined. On an average, of these people in this bracket, at least 50 to 75% are normal, strong, muscular, well built, attractive people who live about up, who go about their mundane lifestyle and use their physical strength or appearance to eke out a living. In the case of the rest 25%, let us talk in detail about them. These 25 try to improve on their physical appearance both on the side of strength and muscularity and on the side of appearance, beauty, grace, etc. This is especially true with both sexes. While the males concentrate on their physique, their muscularity, their V shaped bodies, going to the gym, etc., girls may also do these things or go to the gym or to beauty parlors, etc., only to look more radiant, beautiful, charming, lovely, and attractive to the opposite sex. This thing goes on and on. As I mentioned before, the people in this category of strong men and beautiful women concentrate only on the vibrations emanating out of the subtle etheric body of senses, which are five in number and which get an outlet through five sense organs of their respective gross body, that is, two eyes for sight, two ears for hearing, two nostrils for smell, one tongue for taste, and the whole skin and genitals for touch. Now, we are mentioning about the multitude of people of this bracket in the society. They think only on the sensual side of life, at least for the time being. However, due to the ups and downs of life, due to their own destiny, karma, experience, maturity, education, etc., and due to their own modes of material nature plus their own false ego. These people, by chance, may also listen to the vibrations caused by the another subtle body of those human living entities, namely the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions. In such a case, which is rare and which belongs to the 25% bracket, especially 20% among them, these people concentrate on these ideas, thoughts, or vibrations while building up their physique or their beauty. When they were in the sensuous side through the etheric senses, they were only interested in lust, whereas when they start listening to the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions, then they concentrate on other feelings of a human a living entity which are equally important in this material world. These emotions, feelings, etc., convert the same lust into what is known as platonic love. When these people were concentrating only on the etheric senses, their attraction for each other was purely physical. In such a case, there is a limit to which one person can go to achieve success in the strong man or the beautiful women category. They only can use their energy from the Kundalini or otherwise to just look attractive to the society. Their energy is limited because here they are only physically inclined and not cerebrally or mentally inclined. When they start listening to the vibrations of the astral body, the possibility is that the same living entities may try to draw out energy from the astral mind of feelings and emotions. In such a case, not only does the texture of the muscularity, physique, or beauty change in a subtle fashion, but it also becomes slightly purer and more honed towards perfection. Here I would like to add the aspect of false ego. The false ego of a particular living entity who is indulging in these Mooladhara physical side of life, and they're trying to get vibrations from the astral body of mind or from the etheric body of senses, have a powerful false ego. false ego is when the same human living entity identifies with his or her physical body, that is, the three subtle bodies of causal intelligence, astral mind, etheric senses, plus the gross body that they are actually focusing on in that particular respective lifetime. Here, the modes of material nature also come into picture. On an average, there are three modes of material nature. The first one is called the mode of goodness. The second is known as the mode of passion. The third one is known as the mode of ignorance. Before proceeding further, let me caution you that on an average, this Mooladhara chakra or root chakra is preferred by only those in the society who either belong to the mode of ignorance or to the mode of passion. Rarely does it happen that a person who is in the mode of goodness concentrates on his or her Mooladhara or root chakra. When an average individual belongs to the mode of goodness, then his or her psyche concentrates or begins to concentrate only on the causal body of intelligence and logic, and sometimes on the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions. Very rarely does some living entity of this bracket concentrate on the etheric body of senses. So here we will concentrate only on those who are either in the mode of ignorance or in the mode of passion or in the combination of both passion and ignorance, because it is such people who concentrate on their physical appearance, muscularity, build, etc. Of these, those in the mode of ignorance who have one type of looking at things which is totally based on vibrations from the etheric body of senses, and the other very rare 20% bracket concentrates on the mode of passion and astral body of mind, feelings, love, emotion, etc. Such is the case with people living in this society at a particular time. In other words, 75% of them are totally mundane. The other 20 may go towards the astral body of mind, feelings, and emotions, and only 5%, very rare people, are attracted towards their own physical appearance, and hence they may draw out from the vibrations of the causal body of intelligence. Because it is rare, we cannot rule out such people also. Now there are some examples in this. Sage Agastya, who is from the mode of goodness, and hence he is concentrating on the causal body of intelligence, fell in love with the young, beautiful Kaveri, who was the daughter of a particular king, and so sage Agastya wished to marry her. Similarly, sage sage one Raja Rishi, Vishwamitra, who started his career as a king and was hailed as a Raj Rishi and later on became a Brahma Rishi. Initially, when he was a Raj Rishi, fell for the charms of a beautiful nymph, and so his etheric body of senses was aroused. Even in the case of Lord Shiva, his etheric body of senses was aroused and its vibrations taken by his own psyche when he fell in love with the enchantingly beautiful and attractive Mohini, one celestial nymph who was actually the incarnation of Lord Vishnu. So this is not common. It is very rare, but it does happen. There is many a slip between the cup and the lip. There are several cases where mighty, almighty, and most evolved souls have fallen for the physical charms of someone from the opposite sex in this material world. That is the reason why I took causal body of intelligence and logic along with its vibrations into account while talking about Mooladhara Chakra, the three subtle bodies, the modes of material nature, and the false ego. Yes, it is quite possible that in the case of those who dwell on the causal body of intelligence alone may not have that false ego which ordinary people in the society have, or those in the modes of ignorance or passion have. People on the board of goodness seldom have such false ego which makes them disillusioned. But at that in this video we are talking only about the base root Mooladhara chakra, so we will limit ourselves only to the physical aspect of a human living entity in this particular society. Now, when a particular human living entity leaves behind his or her interest in the etheric body of senses and goes beyond it to the astral body of mind, he or she strives, focuses, acts, and takes great pains to improve his or her physical appearance in a more capable or talented manner. It is in such cases that those same mundane living entities evolve enough to graduate towards the competitive levels. There are several people among the strongman category also who are a cut above the ordinary strongman. These people come into the competitive level. Even in such a case, many of them reach a particular level in competition and the others excel and win accolades and awards in the competition for beautiful women or strong men. There are several cases of strongman contests or beauty pageants all around the world. This happens only because though these people have focused on their interest in the appearance of their physique or their beauty, their own destiny, karma, evolvement, mode of material nature, etc., along with false ego and illusion, play a large part in the various varied degrees of success on the competitive level. Even here, there are possibilities where a particular person is very successful in one competition and could have failed in the same in his previous attempt or may fail in his future attempts. This is equally applicable to the women also. As for example, a person may have become a runner up, a second runner up, or a third runner up as a strong man in the strongman category. But he is so involved in that line that he does not care about coming up or finishing at the first place. However, the possibility is that because of various factors, genius, permutations, and combinations, he may come up to the winning era or the arena where this person reaches the first place in a particular competition. Either he may continue winning such accolades in future competitions or may retire from it for good. The same happens to Miss Worlds and Miss Universes, etc. When they win and become the first in a contest, it does not actually mean that the others are inferior to them in any way. It is just that some unknown factors hindered their trying to reach that particular level in the competition. It is another matter that such people become known, popular, famous, and seeded players in that particular competition or that category of strength, physique, beauty, or charm. Here we have discussed in detail the relationship between the subtle bodies, the gross body, the Mooladhara chakra, the egos, the modes of material nature, and the false ego. This is all I wanted to talk in my today's video about this particular subject. Kindly let me know what you think of my talk on this particular matter. Please give me your own expert views, opinions, thoughts, and ideas so that I may blend everything together for the sake of this society. Before concluding, let me remind you that I am also a published author with Amazon Kindle and paperback. I write on spiritualism, fiction, and assorted subjects. Spiritualism happens to be my favorite subject. Till we meet in my next video, it is good morning from TSV Raghavan.